Alright, I apologize for the video quality in this video. I liked the footage that I got, so I didn't want to waste it, but it only captured on one lens, so we don't have the full 360 view, but so you won't be able to see, you won't be able to get as good of an idea of what was going on this walk, but I thought this would at least help some people see like what it looks like when I'm on a training walk. This is kind of like a loose training walk because this was kind of unplanned, and this was on the weekend, so it was super busy. This is our biggest park in our town, so this was kind of a crazy walk to go on. But already this is the entrance. This is where there's a nice little field by the parking lot, which I love to do a lot of screensaver training with. And it's great because there's always people coming in and out, and dogs going in and out, and cars. There's a lot of activity in this area. So as you can see right now, this is River. She's about a little over a year old now. And we had to stop a little bit and kind of regain focus on me for a little bit, just as other dogs were going by, because there were a lot of dogs this day. So for the most part, my expectations are super low with her in this walk because of how busy it's going to be. The parking lot was packed. There were festivals going on in the town. It was super busy. So I knew she would be super distracted. Also, on weekends when there is a lot of foot traffic with dogs and people, there's a lot more sense for the dogs to get distracted by. So my assumption is I'm not going to get a lot of her attention. So when she is giving me her attention on her own, I'm going to give her a treat. This is a scenario where I'll use more treats than I normally do with her because it's going to be more difficult for her to pay attention to me. And over there, you can't see it, obviously, but there were some kids playing football over on the side, so I had her stay on my left side. And I want to let her sniff around and kind of explore because I want her to get used to there being a bunch of different scents and, being kind of used to bombarded with different smells. Now right here we're past the kids playing football, and I worked on a little bit of testing her attention, just playing a small attention game of throwing a treat and having her come back to me. And obviously she was still getting distracted because it was super busy, but that's okay. My expectations were really low with this walk, like I said. And sometimes when I'm able to catch her attention, I'll work on maintaining it with tasks that involve her paying attention to me, like heel or switching from side to side, from heeling on the right to heeling on the left. And I like to do a loose heel because I don't expect my clients to be like super intense with having their dogs heel. Not a lot of people are as into dog training as us dog trainers are. So I don't expect to teach people that because they're most likely not going to continue with it. So there I had her switch sides again. At this point, there wasn't anybody to our right, so I was like, that seems like a good place to have her. Now there's a path that goes down a pretty big meadow, and we're able to have plenty of space. This looks huge in the video, but things are a lot closer to us in the video than you can tell. There we get a little distracted by some other dogs, but she's doing great. She's a little bit of a reactive dog, but she's done really, really well with her progress. But we haven't been to this park for a very long time, so I knew that was also going to make a difference. And now as she's giving me, I like to be a little goofy with giving treats. Sometimes I'll toss them if there's no one around that she can get too distracted by. Because I want to make it fun, you know? This isn't supposed to be just like work, work, work. So I also like to tell people that, you know, when I'm on a walk with a dog, I'm kind of like, I like people to think of themselves as their dog's bodyguard, because if they're pooping, if they're sniffing, they're not paying attention to what's around them for a few seconds or a few minutes. It's my job to be doing that for them, not like keeping an eye on, not just watching the dog, but also watching our environment so that I can react faster than the dog that I'm working with. So there was another dog. I had her move to the other side. Now it's starting to get a little bit more distracting, but she's still coming back to me. That a lot of the times that she comes back to me at this point are on her own. At first I had to call her name and kind of encourage her a little bit more, but now it's really more just her doing her usual thing. The way that I like to teach heel, dogs seem to really enjoy and think of it more as a game, which is really nice. So she's walking alongside of me like she normally does for the most part, and that was my goal, was just to have no outbursts in this walk, just to be proactive in giving ourselves enough space not to have any outbursts, because I knew that it would be likely that she would be overstimulated by something. So there's more dogs coming now. You can't see any of this. But you can tell kind of with her body language, the way she perks up and looks over to the side. And right there, she was doing a really great job not paying attention to a dog that was really pretty close to us. And then she got a little more distracted. And at that point, when she got like so distracted that it looked like she was going to go towards the other dog, then I had her sit, and I kind of stand at an angle between her so that she can still see the other dog, but she's not forced to see the other dog, and have her just sit and focus on me with the treats. This was the most distracting of the walk, this whole part. They were just telling her to wait. And then someone was coming a little too close to us, so I backed up a little bit and had her switch sides. Switching sides will help with creating more distance between your dog and their trigger. With little dogs, that would be, it might also help to, you know, pick them up. There's no time limit to when you should stop picking your dog up on walks. It's all about their comfort level and where they are in their progress and how much you can push them without them going over threshold. So it's really a case-by-case basis. Now soon, I believe, there was one kid that it looks very far away in this video, but there was one kid that ran right at us with his dog, which was a little annoying, to say the least. Yeah, most of the time my assumption running into other people with dogs is that the people may be the nicest people in the world, but they're most likely going to be irresponsible dog owners. That's my assumption, so that I can prepare myself for worst case scenarios. And then there's this, at this point there was someone going by with a wagon that was very loud, so that was really intriguing for a river. But we're kind of just hanging out because we're in a good spot. At this point, I think thought, oh, no one's coming. No one's passing down the path to go to the street, so I'll cross. And then that's when that kid ran at us. And he was really running at us, but it looks very far away in the video. So here we go. This is where I'm healing because I see the kid far off in the distance, and he looked like he was waiting for us to pass. So I thought, okay, it's our turn. We'll go. And then right here you can see a little dot in the background going fast. And so I was just kind of being playful with River, and then she didn't bark, but she jumped a little bit, but that's okay. So I really kind of just wanted to use management at that point with the leash, but didn't really have to use it much because she came out of that hyperfixation really pretty quick. And you could notice that she was paying attention to me when she came back to me, like, right away. So and now this is really just her exploring, sniffing all the scents that kid left and the dogs. And so this part's a little bit, pretty lenient. I like to be lenient with my dog training because it's, like I said, it's all about fun. So, there's rules, but you can make it fun. And now there was a little bit of an outburst from another dog at the park further ahead of us. So I decided that we would turn a little bit early and head towards the street. There's like a little cobblestone wall, or rock wall, it's not really cobblestone, that we just stepped over. Because there was a lady that behind us was a school of kids on like a field trip or something. I don't know. But they were very, very loud. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to go away from that. River usually does good with kids for the most part, as long as they aren't running up to her. Anything running at a dog is going to be a little bit overwhelming. Anything running at me is a little overwhelming, if you ask me. So the lady in front of us saw the giant crowd of kids and decided to come towards us instead. So I had already seen her dogs barking at another dog, so I was like, I don't really trust that. So here's where yep, there we go. Over the wall. And notice that this walk isn't that long. I mean, a lot of it that I didn't show is her sniffing around, because that's a lot of the walks are exposure in that way. Now over here is the field that we started off in, and there's a lot of horses that come and park over there. So there's a lot of poop and a lot of temptation, and River is working on poop eating. She's from a multi-dog household, so she's a little bit more vulnerable to finding poop interesting to eat. So we're working on not having her pick up any poop. And so a lot of I'll move her from side to side a lot here, you'll notice, because I'm trying to navigate the poop and the crowds of dogs that were now coming. There was like lots of dogs, which is great for us for some nice distance work. But yeah, this was This is always the tricky part because you never know when someone's just gonna open their car door and let their dog jump out. But so I usually stand and wait. Stopping on walks is really good. I'll talk about that in other videos. Stopping to observe your environment before making the next move, really important. All right, that's it. I hope this was like a little bit helpful. You could kind of see what I did. That was our walk over the weekend. Stick around for future videos on other animal behavior and training tips. Thanks for watching.